Okay. Hello, welcome back to Confident Conversations, a podcast where we can speak freely, speak your mind without fear of judgment. Today I have doing a solo episode. This is something that I wanted to do for a while. And it's a bit of a reflection on my younger self and how he would feel if he could see who I am today. Um, I think this is such a cool concept for a podcast in the sense of you never realize how much you've done until you reflect. I don't think you realize how much you've changed over the years, and what your child version of yourself would think. Um, and if I'm being honest, I think my child, myself as a child, would be in awe of what I'm doing, how much I've changed, how much confidence I've gone into, um, especially over the past 5, 6 years, where I've really come into my own, really found my confidence, found my groove. Um, I think my child self would never have started a podcast, would have got into boxing out of fear. Um, he was very introverted in a way that he wouldn't really do much. He wouldn't go out, wouldn't really socialize. Um, and in sense of like the life coaching, the investing, I think he'd be a little bit more cautious with everything. Overthinking everything and being like, what if I fail? What if I'm not good at this? Um, but I think he'd be proud and sort of been like, wow, this is what I've got to look forward to. This is what I can do. This is this is who I am. Um, and I think the series of events that led to that change needed to happen, as difficult as it might have been. The challenges and obstacles that he had to face growing up had to happen, in the sense of if it didn't happen, he wouldn't be at this point. Um, and who knows how different his life would have been had he not had the condition, had he not had to fight his way up, um, through a variety of things, um, like a disability, like discrimination, things like feeling uncomfortable, feeling judged, feeling like a burden, being overprotected, not going out, not wanting so and so to happen. But all of that made him into the person. So all those little things made him into the person he is today. But it also created a show of protection that became his comfort zone. It became his security blanket. And obviously other things happened that made him break out of that show, but the fact is he had to do that and find his own way. He couldn't depend on others to be like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Um, so yeah, I think out of that and everything else that has been accomplished, he'd think that he's definitely a strong minded person. Um, whether it's in the gym, whether it's achieving his career, whether it's finding his own pathing and finding his own sort of style. That's the importance of it. Being a little bit more extroverted in the sense of not not worrying about sorry, not worrying about what if people don't reply to messages, if this and this happens, for example, um, what are people gonna think? What are people gonna say? Um, Speaking about the adult industry, speaking about um, these topics just were very taboo to him, and he wouldn't have mentioned them. He wouldn't have done this out of that fear of judgment. Um, so I think he'd be proud of where I am today and what I've done. Um, and the thing is, like, I don't think I've done much, but in the sense of who I used to be and who I am now, two completely different people, two people that honestly they go hand in hand, but like you never know what someone's capable of until you're in the position of you've got nothing to lose. And I think for me that was just the point that I got to in 2021 where I was like, I have got nothing to lose. I've got everything to gain but nothing to lose, and it was thanks to that mentality that I messaged people. I got in contact with people. I tried to find a community. I tried to not be that solo person, not to be not to feel like a burden. And as much as I still do feel like that burden, feeling like I don't want to. Number one, I don't want to depend on anyone, and number two, I don't want people to feel sorry for me. But I also know that I need good people around me to help me stay on top, and luckily I have found that. Whether we speak every day or not, it's definitely a thing where I can say, you know what, yeah, I've got the people that I know I can go into and speak to and be like, this is how I'm feeling. Um, and honestly, with my guests on the podcast, it's been amazing. Whether they've asked to come on, whether I've asked them to come on, um, I think there's a mutual respect there, and they know what I do and they know how I go about it. And they say that I've got this presence where they feel comfortable to speak to me, which is always what I want them to feel. I never want them to be like, oh shit, um, why why did I decide to do this? Or, oh shit, I shouldn't have said that. Um, because for me, I know what it feels like to be judged. I know what it feels like to have no one really support your dreams. And people will always say the right things, like, you can do this, you can achieve it if you work hard. Um, but I think if they're not showing you that support, if they're not, as much as they're saying it, sometimes the words are just words, and you need a bit of action to back it up. Um, but yeah, I think for me, I found my sort of action. I found my sort of, okay, this is what I want to do. This is how I want to do it. Um, so all my podcasts are unedited. I believe in raw and real, just so you can see everything that goes on. Um, so you can see the real emotions and being like, actually, okay, cool. I will always be happy to edit out any bits that the guest doesn't want to see or doesn't want to be shown even. Or if the guest says something she doesn't want in the podcast, I'll edit that bit out for them. But the raw and real for me is something that I need in the podcast, because that's what it's all about. It's effective, it's raw, it's something that I want. And I think you're gonna see a little bit more of that within the coming months. I'd say roughly in December, especially. But yeah, I think my younger self would be like, he said that or he did that. Wow, like it's just something that I've grown into, and I feel more comfortable in front of the camera. I feel confident and comfortable enough to speak on the podcast about. And it's sort of become a thing of, this is my reality. This is exactly what we want to achieve. This is everything we want to do. I understand that it's a slow and steady growth. I understand that everything takes its time. One thing I don't really touch on the podcast is politics and religion, just because it can be a little bit iffy. Sorry, it can be a little bit iffy. And as much as this is a no fear judgment podcast, I don't know much about religion. I don't know much about politics to get involved in that or speak about it. So I'll try and avoid that. Yeah, just because I don't know enough about it to get involved. With the boxing, I think my younger self would have been too scared to get into it. He was too scared to get into it. Too scared to get hurt. Growing up, I was overprotected because of my condition, and I completely understand the why. I completely understand the worry from my parents, but I think with time, they could see how strong I was, how comfortable I was with myself, how confident I was with dealing with certain situations. And to be fair, with the boxing, I never told them from the beginning that I was going to do it, just because I know that they would worry. Once they sort of saw the videos, once they sort of saw the background stuff, I was like, oh, okay. He likes to do it, he likes to train, but he's got to be careful. And I think, again, everything is a risk, everything is a worry, but it's how you handle it that can help you overcome it, and help you deal with certain situations at the time. It's definitely been a long journey. It's definitely been a good few years of being comfortable within a certain sport, and trying getting out of that comfortability. But yeah, I think you just gotta go for what you want. Gotta try things, be happy with what you're doing. As opposed to anything else, the podcast side of things, I've got big plans for it. I definitely got big plans for the podcast. And this is another thing, like, my younger self would never have thought of having a career. Um, he just wanted a job and I'm working his way up at it. Whereas now I'm pursuing a career. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to achieve. I've been going strong for, I think it's going to be 3 years. 2.5 to 3 years now. I'm definitely proud of what I've accomplished. I know what I can accomplish, and I've got a long way to go. But as long as I enjoy what I'm doing, as long as I'm hitting my sort of milestones and everything that I need to achieve, I'll be happy. I'll be in a good place. Yes, there's gonna be difficult situations. There's gonna be difficult moments and moments of heartbreak and pain. But I'll take one day at a time, and I think that's something else that's changed completely in me. I would have been at 1,000 miles per hour when I was younger, wanting to do everything straight away. Now it's so different. It's so 100%. It's just not in me to go 1,000 miles per hour. With everything, with certain things, I'm still like, I want to do this, I want to achieve that, I want to go there, do this and go there and do all these little things. But I've got to remind myself to slow down a little bit. But yeah, I'm proud of my journey. Um, Everything I want to achieve is within reach. Especially next year, I think with what I want to do, I'm not worried so much about achieving it. It's more of I need to really start training for it, and I'm putting that first. I need to get back on the fitness. I've been off it for about 2 weeks, but honestly, I know what I can do. I've seen what I can do when I put my mind to things. It's just about staying consistent. This journey with the podcast has been amazing, and I'm gonna carry on until I stop enjoying it. I think I've got a bright future ahead of me. I think the life that I've chosen, my younger self would have never imagined it. I'm not in a position where I'm thinking about girls. I'm not thinking about relationships. I'm not focused on, you know, going out every night and getting wasted. But something that I am doing, I'm focusing more on is what I want to do, where I want to go. I am focusing on different projects. I am focusing on different things, whether it's a future, whether it's my career within the podcast industry, what I want to achieve back home. There's just little nuggets and little products that I want to achieve within my industry, within the industry, and it isn't just all podcasting. It's also like, you know, the writing stuff of things, with me being an author, the podcasting things, the construction based of things, the guests that I want to have on in the future. I'm still trying to build on that. I'm trying to really find a base and being like, actually, okay, cool. This is the base. Let me start building from it and start constructing that foundation. But yeah, I think all in all, my younger self would be damn proud and damn shocked of what I've achieved today, and he'd be like, I want to be like that guy. Um, I think he'd be shocked at the path that I've taken, because it isn't, quote unquote, it wasn't a normal path at the beginning. Um, you know, someone might have wanted to be a footballer, a basketball, police officer, scientist, but now this is the new normal where people want to be podcasters, uh, social media creators, YouTubers. Um, they want to explore these different avenues and try things out. And I think that for me was the biggest thing, finding that core and being like, okay, cool. This is exactly what I need to do. This is what I need to achieve. Um, but yeah, I think all in all, he'd be proud of who he is today and who I am today and what I'm doing, the risks that I've gone through, um, with getting into a high level sport, and even focusing on challenges next year, climbing the walkie talkie tower in 2020. I don't think he would have thought he was capable of that. Um, there's just definitely a lot that I don't think people realize that they've done. I don't think people look back on and be like, shit, I achieved that, or oh my god, this is what I've done. Why am I not celebrating this? Because a lot of your achievements are things that people wish that they could achieve. People wish that they could have done within their circle and their journeys. Um, and I think we get wrapped up in wanting more and actually just carry on with our journeys, that we forget to celebrate ourselves, and celebrating our achievements, our progress, how much we've changed completely. Um, but yeah, I think all in all, I think all in all, our our perspectives of we want more and not realizing how much we've changed needs to be a little bit different, and actually being like, oh my god, I've done that. I need to celebrate that achievement. I need to celebrate what I've done. Um, I need to I need to focus on what I've done and follow through and build on that. Um, but also not forgetting to celebrate yourself. But yeah, I think all in all, my younger self would be proud. I'm gonna post some pictures of my younger self, on my Instagram and my TikTok, just so you lot can see what I was like. But yeah, guys, thank you a lot for supporting and watching. I hope I can make you lot proud. I hope I can push through, and have many more years of podcasting left. Um, I'm excited for the future. I'm excited to see what I can do. I'm excited for the books that are coming out hopefully next year. And yeah, just gotta keep going. But if it wasn't for you lot, I wouldn't be here. If it wasn't for you lot, I wouldn't be well, my younger self wouldn't be in awe of me, and actually, I wouldn't be in awe of me if it wasn't for you lot. Because it's you lot that helped me to push through, to carry on, that helped me believe in myself and are like, you can do this, you've got this, you're doing amazing things. If it wasn't for your lot's belief, then I wouldn't be here. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you lot soon.
Him. I've heard bad things about him.
Yeah, that's the only person I'll never edit his name out.
I think he's like a scammer.
Yes, I was scum.
Well, is this still recording though?
Yeah, but that's fine. Cause I'm gonna.
Okay.
After that, I said bye. I'll cut that bit out.
Okay.
But yeah.
Was it now? Or was it after?
No, I'm gonna turn it off.
Oh, right.
But yeah, he's a big scam artist.
I